Hey everybody, it's Bitches Get Stuff Done. I am Heather coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa.
And I am Blythe coming to you from Barkersville, Indiana.
I apologize for just drinking a gigantic gulp of water. I made the mistake of eating popcorn before I started recording. We found out the recipe for how to make popcorn like that tastes like from a movie theater, but we figured that out like 2 hours ago. So now it's sat and it's kind of stale. So now it's perfect, exactly like a movie theater. It's got all the flavoring and the butter, and it's stale. Score. So
I love it.
I was about to choke. I was like, I'm Heather from Des Moines. So my apologies if you heard me gulp.
Just another one of your alter egos.
So anyway, this is Bitches Get Stuff Done. We cover the world of politics for the previous several days. This past week, we actually had 2 episodes. So we had last Sunday that we recorded and Wednesday that we recorded because there's so much that goes on. Our weekly podcast has kind of turned into a twice weekly podcast. And at this moment, we expect to continue to do that. So with any luck. Blythe and I are going to talk today about our state Democratic parties and how you can maybe get active with your Democratic Party, but it is not easy. We're both very frustrated with our parties. And I'm going to talk about all the opportunities I've had because for whatever reason, all these politicians are paying attention to Iowa, and I've been very fortunate lately to go see them. So, Blythe, I'm going to start out with you. Tell me the story about your experience with a party. I don't know all the details, so this is going to be
Oh,
easy.
I'll start from the beginning, but shorten it as much as I can. I kind of got involved accidentally. Like it always considered it. You don't call yourself a Democrat openly around here without being made fun of. So it was like a little weird. I was on a liberal women's group on Facebook 2 year. God, when was that? Yeah, 2023, early 2023, and the our party chair Amanda Stevenson Holmes here in Johnson County had just made a post like, "Hey, there are some open spots on the ballots this fall. If anyone is interested in running, and email me." And I was like, "Well, I am curious what is open because I have a local town council that's literally in my backyard." Turns out there were some town council seats open, so I ran then. Learned about being a precinct chair, which if anyone is listening to this, I still have mostly no idea what's happening in politics, and I just kind of learn as I go, like it's a brand new phone. So don't think that I came in here with a user manual. Like it's like having children or running a business. You know it's going to be hard, but you don't really know what it looks like. So I've run twice now. I'm a precinct chair. I was able to go to the DNC last year, which I was going to kind of be one and done, but now that Kamala didn't win, I will probably try to go again in 2028. So I'm learning as I go. And then this week, yesterday, last week, I guess now, we had our state party chair elections, and it's very disheartening. I love the Democratic Party values, which, in my opinion, greatly align with the teachings of Jesus. So, why there's this huge divide is beyond me. But I don't like the old school status quo politics that seems to be happening across the country in the Democratic Party. Now you've got pockets of change, like Heather with Bitches Get Stuff Done. You've got your AOC, your Jasmine Crockett, your Al Green, and Bernie Sanders and Tim Walz. They are our leaders, but then you have the idiots voting against or voting for censorship or voting for the continuing resolution, and they're just really letting us down. And the same thing happened yesterday with our state party. So how that happens is in March, you have county party elections. And then after that, you have your district, like your congressional district party elections. We have 9 congressional districts. And then those congressional district chairs and vice chairs, as well as the caucus chairs, which are groups like LGBTQ. We do not have a veterans caucus. Thanks, Indiana. Um, well,
That's
we
what
will hopefully, the Latino caucus, there are several of them. They get votes as well. Well, as it turns out, the people who were elected for district chair were primarily elected because they were planning and promised to vote for the dinosaur of the state Democratic Party. Her name is Karen. Insert your own favorite Karen joke there. No offense to Karens who are not like a Karen. And this is the only year I would guess that people who oppose this and were voting for someone else, her name is Destiny Wells. And I will also preface this by saying if I had to pick one person to lead our party, I'm not necessarily saying Destiny would be my first choice, but those are the choices we were given, right? Like we had people actively dropping out and then promising to vote for Karen when they weren't listening to us. I sent emails to our state central committee. Anyone who was outgoing or who had just joined as a voting person, I sent an email last week. So like 20 some odd people. I got 3 responses. No complaints from them, to my knowledge. Well, yesterday when they voted Karen in, I sent all of those same people another email basically saying, Karen, you are not our first choice. This woman took BP oil PAC money as a Democratic state senator voted against net metering very recently. She's sitting comfortably in a blue county, has no clue what it's like in a red rural area. And I just laid out the things I think she needs to do. She hasn't posted on social media since 2022. Make a post, introduce yourself. Why have I never heard your name until now? I've been heavy in it for 2 years. Why do I not know who Karen is? So that didn't go over well. I got a bit of backlash on that, but I'm not wrong.
Right.
Which leads us into things you and I have said before. We are hearing it on podcasts that have millions of followers. We need the new Democratic Party. We need a rebrand. We've got to get rid of the old school status quo bullshit. The MAGA energy is up here. They're loud and aggressive. We need to be here with our energy, with facts, inclusivity for people to enter into our party, and have that rebranding. We need a social media presence every damn day from top to bottom. And we need to prove to our country that not only are we going to stand by our values, but we're not putting up with the bullshit. So we need, it's very disappointing. Someone started a petition to try to get this changed. Yes, it is. I am so proud of our Hoosiers and Bluesiers. They are actively chirping and chiming in online, like in opposition of what happened. And it's no offense against Karen as a person. I'm sure she is a great human being. I'm sure she has very valuable experience. But
So what does the petition say?
that is a really good question. I didn't read it verbatim because I knew who authored it and I had had a conversation with her yesterday, but I did sign it. I will look it up here and tell you. It is the urge the resignation of Indiana Democratic Party state chair and accountability with the Indiana Democratic Party. Basically, over 20 years that we've been under a supermajority, and this has to stop. It's quite lengthy. I will, if anyone would like it in the state of Indiana, I'm absolutely happy to send it to you. But basically, the voices of the public are falling on deaf ears. They did not listen to us because they went with their personal decisions for the counties. They weren't listening the entire time. I am not saying they're bad people, but even my district chair wasn't listening. And it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. And I know that's politics, but we aren't doing status quo politics anymore. We're not accepting that. So it's very encouraging. I'm not the only one who is outraged about it. And even with her as the state chair, I think we still need to change. We need to change what we're doing.
Yeah, that sounds very, very similar to my experience with our party. Our state chair was just reelected February, so just last month. And I was pleased, let's have change. There were other candidates that are more progressive, just like yours. My party chair does not have any social media presence. In fact, when I personally asked her, are you planning to up your socials? She said, we have to get our website redone, as if these two things are the same, and they're not. Someone going to your website is not the same person you're touching on TikTok or on Facebook or any of the socials. Those are different people, and you need to meet your people where they are. And we're not doing that. So she had never been on any of the socials. So now on occasion, I do see her on Facebook, but it's always just a paid advertisement to raise money. That's it. There's no activism. There's no party involvement. They're not embracing anybody outside of the status quo. They're doing politics the same way they did 50 years ago. And you can tell because of how we lose races here. And every time we lose a race, this party chair here, her name is Rita, she says, oh, this was a great race. Oh my God, let me tell you, I know we lost, But there's so many good things that happen in this. We only lost by little. But when we lose, what I see is we lost. So they still they out strategized us in some way. So that's what we need to be looking at. And we just don't here. So it sounds like your party, my party, I bet a lot of state parties, especially in red states, are very similar. And I have not heard hide nor hair from the federal party, the national party, since they got in the chair. So if you know anything about them, I'd be thrilled to know where the hell they've been. And I haven't heard anything about what they're doing in the national level. I have no idea.
Well, same. And that is the problem. We are trying to engage voters who didn't vote, who have never voted, or who voted third party. We need those people. Also, we're going to start having some people cross over, but the Democratic Party has been so poorly labeled by Donald Trump for the last decade. We have to do something. And they're risking losing a lot here. Our far right-wing US Senator Jim Banks is so excited that Karen is the one who's the party leader because the GOP is going to continue to stomp us. Literally
Wow.
made a post. He has posted about that. He's not returned a single fucking email or phone call or done a town hall, but he's very happy about that. He's ignoring his constituents, but he's fine with tweeting about the disgraceful turnout of our state party.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
It's good to know that
it's
you're making the Republicans happy
horrible.
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't have a Twitter account anymore, but I'm thinking I got to do something about that because it's really, I'm quite angry about it.
Yeah, I understand that. Wow. Yeah. It sounds like your experience has been similar to my experience. And then when I do get involved with a party, like you said, you don't have a veterans caucus. We do. And I tried to run for chair and I was absolutely torn apart by standard party members that I shouldn't be allowed to run for chair. And this was all public. This was all on a Zoom run by the state party. And it was crazy. It was one of the craziest things that ever happened to me. And this one guy tore me apart in the middle of voting, which was so inappropriate. And the party was just like sitting there picking their boogers, like, I don't know what's happening, guys. What's going on? And they just let it happen. And then they had to postpone the vote. And then they emailed me the next day and said that I was under investigation for being a bully. So now they have some kind of I don't even know what that means. I mean, how does the party investigate you?
They don't.
How is that a thing? And they told me that I needed to take one of my TikToks down about the incident. And I'm like, I'm not your trained monkey, guys. You can't tell me what I can and can't post. And if that's going to cost me telling people the issue and telling them what happened in this interaction with the county party or the state party veterans caucus election, if that's going to cost me being in the party, well, you know what? I'm rebranding the party anyway. So I'm going to be a member of the new Democratic Party, the one that actually believes in being involved and embracing people that have forward-thinking ideals. That's where I'm interested in anyway. I'm not interested in doing shit that they did 50 years ago. It doesn't work. We're not
Yep.
playing the same game as the Republicans. And I would like to start playing the same game.
Yeah. Well, everything is so different, right? The way we use media, the way we connect, the way we communicate, the words we use, how frequently we can see people who used to be untouchable in politics or otherwise. It's just so different. And the party is just not grasping onto it. You have the Republican Party who's got bored Donald Trump behind a screen all day, every day for over a decade. Fine. We maybe not like that, but someone's got to do something. Don't we have another logical, loud Democrat who's unemployed who can just be starting to like tweet and chirp every single second? Like it's maddening. It's
We
maddening.
do. We do. And her name is Heather. And that is me.
Yes. Touche.
Good times, good times. Anyway, yeah, so I totally get it. If you're listening to this and you know anything about your state party, we would love to hear about it. You can always reach us at bitchesgetstuffdone@gmail.com. But the I is in number one because Gmail wouldn't let me have bitches. So if you're interested at all in emailing us your experiences with your state, county party, whatever, I would love to hear what your experience has been. bitchesgetstuffdone@gmail.com. Replace the I with a one.
Yeah.
And
Or make a post about it. Like I
Yes.
think it is so important to be vocal about these because that is what got us here, right? Is having these terrible situations. And I'm not faulting anybody for following the rules or doing what they've been taught, but that is part of the problem. And I think allowing other people to see and hear these things come across their newsfeed, you might be able to not only change minds, but it can be really therapeutic to tell someone and have people be like, yeah, man, same. Like, we've got to change something. So if you're comfortable, do that and tag us because
Oh yeah.
we need to be calling them out. We have to hold the Republicans accountable as Democrats, but we need to hold our party accountable because this is exactly what we wish Republicans were doing in the Trump administration, and they are not. No one is
Yeah.
holding them accountable. Democrats aren't, Republicans aren't. So it's up to us. Or what? We end up like Nazi Germany? Like that's where we are headed.
And this is a nice segue into what in the actual fuck, Chuck. Chuck Schumer. What the hell? Oh my God. They didn't even fight for us. They didn't even try. I'm so disgusted with the old guard Democrats. I almost called them Republicans. Democrats at the top of the ticket in the Senate right now. Oh my God. So if you weren't following, guys, the resolution, the budget resolution bill, it just, basically makes it so that we're spending the same amounts of last year for the next 6 months until they figure something out. Chuck Schumer had said that he was going to vote against it. Less than 24 hours later, he voted for it. He didn't even try to get any concessions from the Republicans. He didn't he didn't do anything. It really pissed off every Democrat that's in the progressive, hey, we need to do something kind of arena. And I heard him on one of those talking head shows, and they're like, "Are you worried about your leadership position?" And he's like, "No, no, 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 no. I am not worried. No, 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 no." And to be fair, he's not up for re-election for another, to 2028. So he probably just like, well, nobody's gonna remember anyway. I'm not worried. It's the right thing I should do. It's the right thing you should do to sell us out, sell us down the river, not even try. We know you can't win, bro, but you can freaking try. Oh my God, I'm so angry. I'm so hot about that.
As you should be, because people have been calling, they've been emailing, they've been posting, they've been tagging, they have been begging them to listen to us, and they're not. And I say this knowing that not everyone is going to get their way. I know I'm not always going to get my way. However, if the majority of your constituents, whether it's a party leadership or an elected political leadership, if your constituents overwhelmingly are asking you to do something as someone who represents their voices, you fucking do it. And if you don't, there be a damn good reason why you didn't. Say
Mm-hmm.
something. Okay,
Right.
Schumer, you got a good reason? Fucking tell us. Tell
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
It's that
And I
hard.
feel, we've been protesting at Republicans who took away civil rights here in Iowa from Sherman people. We've been protesting at their churches. And I would, if Chuck Schumer was my senator, I swear to God, I'd go to his church, I'd go to his house, I'd protest him just the same way because they're voting to take away our rights. And Chuck Schumer isn't going to bat for us. Same concept. These people are cowards. They don't actually do what we tell them to do. And I can tell you, overwhelmingly, Iowans did not want to take away civil rights from anybody. And these guys didn't listen, just like Chuck Schumer didn't listen. So I encourage everybody who wants to get active, start local, start at home, and start protesting where they work, where they go to church, where they live. I don't even care. If we don't get a right to privacy because Roe v. Wade's overturned and that was based on the right to privacy, they don't have a right to privacy either.
Yeah.
So just my two cents about Chuck. Oh my God.
Well,
Yeah.
it's legitimate representation and also being taxed for it, but they're not representing us. It's what is it? The taxation without representation. We're
Yep.
paying these people. Now, county party and district chairs don't get paid. The state party chairs do.
Mine
My
does.
tax dollars and my money every month that goes to the state party, we be paying you, home slice. Fucking listen.
Yep.
Listen to us or vote them
Yep.
out.
Yeah. Rita makes about $150,000 a year. It's way more than I've ever made. So
Can you imagine
no,
getting paid that much to fucking lose every damn time?
nope, I cannot. I cannot. And we did pick up one seat in a special election. But it wasn't because she was getting lieutenant governor, but it wasn't because we had such a amazing strategy. It's because the Republicans were so unorganized, and the person they put up just thought, "Well, I'm a Republican, I'm just going to win," and they took
Yeah.
it for granted. But it wasn't because we were on our game; it's because they were off their game.
Yeah.
If we continue to strategize like this, we will just continue to lose, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Same. Same. So if you're Schumer's New York?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're in New York,
and
start.
Kirsten Gillibrand too. Both of them are New York, and they
Yes,
both
you're
voted
right.
that way.
You're right. Yep. Go start rallying. There are a lot of organizations right now that are working very hard.
And what the hell happened with what's his name from Pennsylvania, the senator? He looks kind of like oh gosh, he looks like Frankenstein in a way. He always wears shorts. What is his name? Darn it. He
Don't
was
know.
he was such a progressive. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. But he was such a progressive when he was running, and I was like so excited for him. He's like, oh, you need to tax billionaires. We need to None of that is true. He has voted on the wrong side every single vote he has done since he got elected. It's crazy. He has become he's like the new Joe Manchin of the Senate. So, oh God.
I don't understand. I don't know what happens. I wish that we had some insight. Like, what happens when these people actually get in office? Were they like straight up lying to us? Or is there
Right,
really like, is there just more to it that they're not telling us? Like, what is happening here?
right. I don't have an answer. Pennsylvania Senator, I'm looking him up. Pennsylvania Senator, there he is, John Fetterman. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. 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 I did
Yeah.
not realize he wore shorts.
Oh, dude, that was his big thing. He always looks like he just came in off the street. As in, I was sleeping on the street last night, and I am here for a vote. That's his shtick. He
What?
looks just unkempt all the time. It's his thing. And
That's amazing.
he came to a fundraiser here in Iowa for the IDP, and he dressed exactly like that. He looked exactly like a hot ass mess. And so we were like, oh my God, this is so endearing. I think we should have him as a senator. But he did beat Dr. Oz. So, at this point though, I don't even know he's kind of voting like Dr. Oz would vote. So who knows? He is not at all what I expected him to be.
So disappointing.
Oh my God, so disappointing. What the fuck? It's like
Yeah.
they're getting power and they're just like drunk on power.
Yeah. I mean, that has to be it. I don't know. We could speculate all day. They're just total assholes. They need to be fired.
Yeah. So we're working on rebranding into the new Democratic Party.
Yep.
It's not realistic to say that we can start our own party. We all know that's not real. But if
Not right now.
right,
Eventually,
right,
if we can get enough
possibly.
Democrats who are like, yeah, do another party, fine. I'm not saying I'm a ride or die Democrat, but I do know right now I agree with the values. And I think there is enough of a push happening across the country, and dare I say the world, that we can make these changes happen from the bottom up. But I decided today, have you seen the posts about the extinction bursts happening with the far right wing? Like, you've got these behaviors, like they're losing their control on sexism. They're losing their control on the Christian nationalism. They're losing their control on the racism. And when they're losing this power and this control, they fight harder and they're louder and they're more aggressive. Kind of like if you put change into a vending machine and it gets stuck and you just keep banging it and hitting it, but nothing happens. Like, you're wasting your time. It is not going to happen.
So are you saying that they're trying to message these things and it's just not working? People aren't grabbing it? Is that what you're saying?
They're trying to hold on to this power, but those of us who are resisting it are joining. We outnumber them, and we are becoming louder than they are. Now, we're not being violent like they are, and we're not being cruel like they are, by and large. But we are outnumbering them, and we are going to gain power back. I mean, Trump is a fucking disaster. But I think something similar is happening with the Democratic Party. The old guard, the status quo Democrats, the Schumers and the Fettermans, like, they're having their extinction burst. They're doing the same thing and expecting the same result, and we're not having it. So while it's moderately exciting to be involved in this, I also wish that we weren't living through it.
Yeah. It'd be better if I could just watch on the History Channel and
Yeah.
think, oh, what
Can we just like go sit on the couch now and watch our Netflix and not have to worry about what we're buying online because of some corporate asshole? Like,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can someone else do this? Can I? Why
I
does it have
don't
to be
want to
us?
see the history book. I prefer to just read the history book.
Yeah. No, no. We are right now part. If we can pull this off, which I do believe we can, we are going to be the history books.
Yep, I totally agree. Yeah.
For better or worse.
Okay. Well, that being said, we're working on changing history, guys. I hope you're joining us to change history too.
We're even going to change it to herstory.
Yes, I'm in. I'm writing that down. Herstory. Okay, so I want to talk about Governor Tim Walz coming to
I'm so
Iowa.
jealous.
I want to talk about that. So the state of Iowa, for whatever reason, has been getting these amazing opportunities lately where really great speakers that are forward thinking have been coming to the state and rallying people in an off cycle year. It's crazy. Like we got Bernie came here. Now I went to Omaha to see Bernie, but he did come to Iowa City the next day. I just had to work that day. And I got to see him, and it was electric. There were 4,000 people there. It was electric. And I think these things are only being planned like 3 days in advance.
Oh, wow.
So got to see Bernie. Was so inspired that I quit my job so that I can affect change full time. Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Still not over the terror. And then on Friday, we got the opportunity to go see Governor Tim Walz from Minnesota. He came down to Roosevelt High School in Des Moines, and it wasn't as many, but there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And we got there really early, so I got front row. So it was great. And he's not the same speaker that Bernie is, but he's funny. He's quick on his feet. He's got a little less electricity than Bernie does, but he's still got a positive message. And oh my God, he was inspiring too. And over and above that, we have a local guy here, a local House member. His name's J.D. Schulten, the only J.D. in politics I am into right now. And he's like this big, tall, athletic dude he's very progressive. He's holding events all over the state too. I think he's positioning to run for something, probably governor, which is fine by me, whatever. But he's holding events too. I went to one of his events yesterday, Saturday, and it was electric. You know, he had a comedian there. He had people performing. It was fun. It reminded me of an Obama rally. Obama rallies were electric. They were inspiring. They were fun. You know, I think we've taken the fun out of a lot of the politics as of late. And these things have really been fun and enjoyable. And oh my gosh, it just makes me like warm and fuzzy to know that there's still happiness to be had. It's just a matter of finding it.
Yeah, well, it's re-energizing, and you certainly need that when you're part of the resistance because it's something.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
Yeah, and when you get all of the emotions in there, and it's just it eats you up. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So I just wanted to brag about that.
I know. I'm so jealous. I'm so glad you got to do that, though. That is so fun.
Yeah, it was put on by the IDP, so I did have to see Rita. Yay. But, you know, she didn't acknowledge me, so score, I guess.
Well, you know, maybe this is a small positive step for her, engaging them like this, although they probably reached out to her. I don't know.
Oh, I can tell you, the tickets were free, but they came with major asks. There were like, hey, you should give us money. Hey, you should give us money. Hey, you can get this rebate. Look, you can give us money too. Like there were several asks throughout the process of getting a ticket. So it really came down to being a fundraiser.
Well, yeah, that's hard. Politics needs money, and there's no way around it.
It's true. I mean, I'm just saying, yes, the outreach was great, but I bet you anything that was more his idea.
Yeah.
And the Democratic Party said, no, we could raise some money out of it, which is fine. But
Yeah.
they just don't have the outreach aspect at all incorporated into the process.
Yeah, they're going to need to, another one of the many things they need to do.
Yeah, I agree. So Blythe, what do we have coming up for rallies and such? Do you know?
Oh my goodness gracious, there is so much happening. I just sent out my weekly newsletter this morning, and it is absolutely astonishing how much there is happening. So let me get back up here. Upcoming events in Indiana, the 17th, which somehow is tomorrow. There is a legislative breakfast from 7 to 8 in Hendricks County. However, that does require an RSVP. There is another one happening on, I'm so sorry, April 28th. So if you want to RSVP to that, April 28th at the Hendricks County Fairgrounds, it's from 7 to 8 a.m. You do need to RSVP at janna.bolenninfarmbureau.com. I will update the HoosierBitchesGetStuffDone.org website to reflect that. Also tomorrow, IPS teachers really need your support. There is a petition going around. We need at least 300 signatures by Thursday to help try to save our IPS schools. But they are performing a flash mob with music and a rally. It's fully funded, or they're demanding fully funded, fully public schools. That is at the State House tomorrow, Monday 17th at noon. This might be published after that. March 18th at the Governor's Mansion, there is a protest from 5 to 7. March 19th, Senator Todd Young empty chair town hall from 6 to 8 at 609 East 29th Street in Indianapolis. That is an Indivisible Central Indiana event. If you are in Indiana, go to indivisible.org because, oh, buddy, they have got some great stuff happening. There's another Governor's Mansion protest from 5 to 7 on March 20th. March 21st from noon to 1:30, it's a Yakima office protest in Mishawaka. Saturday, March 22nd, Mesmer office protest from 1 to 3 in front of the office in Evansville. March 25th and 27th, both from 5 to 7, again, the Governor's Mansion protest. Friday, March 28th and 29th, Victoria Sparks supposedly is having a town hall, peaceful protesting there. Friday the 28th is from 6 to 8 at Westfield City Hall. Saturday the 29th is Muncie City Hall. Oh my God, I did not put the time on that. I will look that up again. April 3rd, there is a Lake County Economic Alliance from noon to 1:30 at Halls of St. George on Joliet Street. And the 50501, the next 50501 rally is April 5th at noon, local time at all state capitals. And we are actively working on protesting Governor Braun at his residence because he doesn't allow these state employees to work from home. But we just built him a helipad so he can take a helicopter back and forth and he can work from home. Almost $200,000 were spent to upgrade security at his residence in Southern Indiana.
His personal home.
His personal home.
Oh,
so we're going to have to make a little bit of a trip and do some peaceful protesting on the public property lines. Yes. If there aren't already, we are planning town halls for the other U.S. Senator Jim Banks and our Congress people because, of course, they want nothing to do with us. So yeah, there's a lot happening, a lot of great things. I'm super impressed with Indiana. And not all of these people identify as Democrats, but all of them are fed up. So join regardless of how you identify. If you hate Project 2025, join us.
Okay, so Iowa has a lot of stuff going on too, guys, but I am not as organized as Blythe. So I will just say, if you go to our website and get on our email list at bitchesgetstuffdone.org, I will keep you posted as best I can. Make sure that when you do that, if you're in the state of Iowa, make sure that you let us know that you're in the state of Iowa so that I can keep you posted specifically of Iowa events. But that being said, I want to go over all of our freaking chapters. Holy cannoli. We have been growing so fast that I can't even talk about how fast we're growing because we're growing so fast, but it's out of date by the time we say how fast we're growing. So these are the current chapters that we have. We've got Sioux City, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, Council Bluffs, Iowa, Quad Cities, Iowa, Twin Cities, Minnesota, San Diego, California. We've got a Northern California chapter, of course, an Indiana chapter, a Michigan chapter, Upstate New York chapter, and Newark, New Jersey chapter. So that's what we have rolling right now with active chapters. That's not even like people planning, eventually I'm going to get around to it. These are people who are attending the chapter leader meetings, getting stuff organized, and really, really getting active and getting a lot of people together and creating community. I'm so tickled. I can't even tell you. I'm so tickled.
It's so exciting. That's 14 chapters, right?
I don't know. Is it?
I was trying to keep count when you were talking. I was like, oh, I keep meaning to ask what we're up to. That's amazing.
That's 13 active chapters.
Okay.
And we have lots and lots and lots of other chapters that people are like, oh, I'm going to start that. But then they never got off the ground. So we still are looking actively for chapter leads pretty much anywhere you can possibly think of. People want to join, but you need somebody to organize and get people together as a community. It's not hard, but it is something. It's one more thing to add to your plate. And a lot of people just don't have that in them right now. So I don't fault anybody for just, being, oh, it's too much. Sometimes it is. So if anybody's listening and like, hey, I need a chapter, even if it's a teeny tiny little chapter on the east side of Des Moines, every community needs a Bitches Get Stuff Done chapter. Even it can be teeny tiny in Paducah, Kentucky, or it can be huge in Los Angeles. We need chapter leaders everywhere. So highly recommend. And there is a page on our website at bitchesgetstuffdone.org that is start or join a chapter. And you can go there and you can say, how about start a chapter? And I will hook you up. We hold new chapter leaders informational meetings every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central. And that's just to give you all the information on what it takes to start a chapter and, about the agreement that we have chapter leaders sign. And it weds them more to the process that live and learn, or building the plane as we're flying it. So we do have an agreement that we write with chapter leads now. But Wednesday nights at 8, you find all of that out. Highly recommend it. It's a cute little Zoom call. It's about 40 minutes. bitchesgetstuffdone.org.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Blythe, eventually you and I are going to be traveling to all these different chapters.
Oh my God. That'd be so cool. I mean, I love my career. I love my job, but I daydream about, okay, how do I make this happen so that I can be engaged? And it's treated like a job, but I'm not doing it when I'm home with my kid. Like it's so hard. And I know I'm not the only one in this situation. There are people with more children and more responsibilities than me, but it's really cool to be a part of it. It's terrifying. It's exciting. It's perplexing. I still mostly have no idea what I'm doing, but it's really cool. So I'm so glad I found you.
I know, right? It's amazing what happens when you have socials.
Yes. Could you wait a minute. Organizing across the state with social media? What the fuck? What are you talking about? We have email lists.
Come on, I'm gonna get my website together.
Oh my God. I mean, websites are important.
Very important.
Social media is cheap and free and fast. It is cheap, and free, and fast.
Agreed. Good times.
Yes.
So, new Democratic Party, guys. That's what we're leaning on.
Yep, we're using that hashtag. And surprisingly, I did not start that. There were already thousands of posts with the new hashtag new Democratic Party. So
no kidding.
We are not alone. Start using it. Start calling out. We need it. Either the existing people in the party need to change, or we need to change the people in the party, or both.
Agreed.
Really, it's going to be both.
Yep. Keep the ideals, updates the way that we message. That's pretty simple. Invite people in rather than blocking them out with all kinds of really difficult Robert's Rules of Order.
Yeah.
So, Blythe, with that, I don't think we have anything further today, do we?
I don't think so either. I'm glad we were able to organize that into something, because I had no idea what we were going to talk about. There's so much that happens so fast.
Yeah. It's so much, and it's hard to keep track of. I'm going to have to start carrying like a notebook around with me. And having my daughter, she's one of the founding fathers of Bitches Get Stuff Done. She's actually been making telemarketing calls, like calling up donors and asking them for money, which is completely not new to us. And it's a real organization now. I'm a real boy. I feel like Pinocchio of the activism groups. But yes, so we have actually been calling people. So if you get a call from Bitches Get Stuff Done, first of all, answer your phone. But also be nice to us. This is new. So
it is so essential. Like, yes, it's annoying, but it is just part of it. It's part of it.
Yeah, that's how you grow. That's how we're going to be able to grow. We're going to be able to make chapters everywhere. And if we're making a chapter and we're actually able to travel to that chapter and help them get that chapter started or get their numbers up, gravy. Getting more people involved, it takes money, unfortunately. So be nice to us when we call you. It's going to happen.
Awesome. This is good to see you.
It's good to see you. So I will see you again on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So that this will be uploaded to our podcast by tomorrow at the latest. That's Monday. And then the Wednesday one will be uploaded by Thursday at the latest.
Awesome.
It depends on my schedule.
Yeah, I totally get it. All right. We will talk to
Okay.
you all soon. Don't forget to share this.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, guys.